What is going on today, everybody? Thank you for tuning in today. It's Wednesday, so that means new video day. Back out in the garage. Got a cool little modification you can do for cheap at the hardware store. Judging by if you read the title to the video, you already know what that is. But just to start out, I'm going to say if you don't have a wideband or a boost gauge, please don't do this because you will have no idea what kind of pressure is going through your wastegate, and bad witch voodoo magic happens and turbo spools way harder than it should and rods go through the block, and that's not cool. I have auto meter boost gauge, so I'm covered there, and I have a AEM wideband, so covered there as well. Now there's a 10-pound spring in the wastegate, and I only wanted a couple more pounds, so this design that I went with best suited me and what I wanted. I'm sure if you wanted a few more pounds of boost, you could easily put a different spring in the boost controller, but you know, that's on you guys. I only wanted just like I said, a couple more pounds or a few. I ended up going from 10 pounds to 13, and it cost me $5.25. Now, when I show you guys the controller in a minute, I'll go in depth and take it apart and show you the pieces you need. It's only 4 pieces, so that's why it's super cheap. There's a lot of other ways to make your own manual boost controller, and you need like a tap and die set because you got to cut the one fitting and then thread it and put a bolt in it. No, this for everybody who's familiar with like the WRXs and the STIs, a company called Perrin makes a manual boost controller, and this is roughly identical to theirs, except it's $84 cheaper. Same basic idea, same basic design, except it's made out of a hardware store instead of a CNC piece of billet. So I'm going to pick the camera up, take you guys over to the car, because I have it pulled off the car, so that way I can show it to you guys, take it apart, show you all the pieces you need, and then kind of explain it in depth a little more. So we'll go over there. Alright guys, here it is in all its glory, the $5 whole boost controller. All it is 2 1/4-inch NPT barbs, one being a male, one being a female. This little nut right here, just to kind of act as a lock nut, just so that way this end can't spin freely and end up cranking the boost up on you. Now you need a ball bearing and a spring. The ball bearing I use, try and put my fingernail over this so you can see in there. There it goes. Just pretty much just find a ball bearing that fits in there nicely. That's not too small, got a tiny bit of wiggle room, but not one that obviously doesn't fit because that defeats the purpose. I went just right down to a little hardware store by my work, so I didn't put a whole lot of effort into finding a spring. But this one is just out of a old car charger that plugs into your cigarette lighter. So, I mean, it's not super tight, but it's not super just real easy to squeeze together. It's pretty taut. But all you're going to do is take your female end, put the spring in there, put your lock nut on your male end with the ball bearing in there, set your spring on top of the ball bearing like so, and thread it together, and boom, done. There you go. A whole $5 to turn your car up a few pounds. Definitely start on a really low setting, just so that way you don't go from I don't know, for example, we'll say, so you don't go from 10 pounds to 25 and explode things. Okay guys, now when you go to install the boost controller, make sure that the end that has the ball bearing, because if we start on the left, it's fitting, then spring, then ball bearing, then fitting. Make sure the end with the ball bearing is closest to the boost source, with this end going to the wastegate. Example would be your boost source, the fitting coming off the cold side of the compressor housing on the turbo, going up and wrapping around and going into the side of the wastegate. Obviously I have my line cut because this goes in there. I took it out to do the video. So yeah guys, that's how to make a cheap boost controller for a whole $5. A lot of people say, oh, they don't work and blah blah blah. If you're going really trying to crank one of these up to get a lot more boost, your best bet is probably just go get an actual Perrin or a Hallman, or you know, a nice name brand one. But if you're just trying to squeeze, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 pounds out, I don't see why one of these isn't perfect. As always, thank you guys for watching the video. Another quick thing, if you guys dig this Because Racecar shirt, hopefully the camera can see it good. Company called Clutchwear Clothing is doing a soft launch right now. They got a few designs out, and just actually opened up the store today. It's called clutchwearclothing.com. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check that out. They got a lot of stuff coming out soon. So as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.